11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engines.
Perhaps Zechariah said it best when he said that his message was from the Lord who stretches out the heavens. He forms the foundation of the planet, and he forms the spirit of mankind. God has no limits in what he has been able to do with ChristianWorks for children. It started with a notion in the minds of 5 men that God planted there and has grown into a ministry of the Lord that serves thousands of people every year.
Okie dokie. God made you special. It's VeggieTales, and I gave this to her because it was kind of for younger kids. And God did really make her special. I loved my little sister, and she was so stinking cute.
I don't even know where to start when I talk about Bella. She touched so many people's lives, before, in the middle, after.
She had to wear so many crazy cords and all this other junk. It was just crazy how much stuff they put on her.
She passed away August 20th, 2014. You know, we held her in our arms for the very last time, and, you know, we thank the Lord for allowing her to live a year on earth with us, and it was devastating, but we knew that the Lord was taking her home.
I was upset.
Our pastor, George Hancock, he actually recommended us through GriefWorks counseling, and that's how we found out about GriefWorks.
GriefWorks is a ministry for children and their caregiver that are experiencing the death of someone in their family, someone that they love, someone that's significant in their life.
I just didn't want to go. I was like, I don't want to tell a bunch of random people about my business. And then when I got there, the teachers were so welcoming. They didn't push me to share. They helped me so much.
And that caregiver will also be meeting in a group of adults.
And there's just an unexplainable connection that you will have with these people. It's like building out your own family.
There could be a million things running through your head that might not make sense to the outside world, but it will make sense to the group. When we left in December, I was the one kind of crying and complaining because I didn't want to leave, you know. I knew I was going to miss it, and sure enough, I still miss it to this day.
It took me a while to realize that she's in a better place and that it's still hard to just be happy that she's in a better place. I'll see her again one day. It will probably be over 60 years or something, but I will see her again one day. God gave me her for a short amount of time, but she was really meant to go to heaven, and I don't want her suffering, and I love her.
Most people, if they hear you've lost someone, they say sorry and they think they know how it feels, but they really don't. You only know until you have. Camp Aaron is a grief camp where you can meet all sorts of people that are going through the same thing you are.
Our greatest goal is to help them to feel and recognize that they are not alone.
If you meet more people that have gone through the same thing, it helps you so much.
I think it's pretty cool. I got to express my feelings to other people.
We did things that connected in some kind of way.
Donlin was able to attend Camp Aaron twice and would probably go the rest of her life if she could.
Over the 8 years of camp that we've provided, we have had 590 children.
First time I saw Linda, I thought she had the prettiest eyes I've ever seen on any person in the world. And it was like at first sight and love shortly afterwards.
And we just hit it off immediately.
Tom and Linda Carey came together as two divorced people with 2 children each. And as they brought their families together, one of the beautiful things that they did right off the bat is they resolved to be a family and to stick it out no matter what.
You know, there was times of maybe not seeing eye to eye.
He was more of an authoritarian, and I was more, what they have to say is really important, and so it was really hard.
My mom and dad always stood behind each other no matter who was doing the correcting.
In spite of all of that, we just were happy to be a family.
I've often been approached by people wanting a ministry like we have for ChristianWorks or GriefWorks for children that are what we typically call blended families. And in searching the Dallas-Fort Worth area, we could find no support group efforts for those kids.
To this day, people try to separate, well, whose are whose, and I never refer to Chad or Doug as a stepson. They're my sons. And Tom's the same way with Eric and Lynn. I mean, they're his. They're all ours.
At this point in time, I certainly don't think of it as a blended family. We're just a family.
We've created a ministry, and we've called it Just Family. And we're excited to start that ministry this fall.
There are many places that go get counseling now for the whole family, and I would suggest that immensely.
When you look for an out, there's always an out. But when you're putting a family together, whether it's a natural family or whether it's a blended family, you just don't look for an out. You only look for an answer.
We are very excited that the Lord has found us a place and directed us to open another facility in Fort Worth this fall, and we are so excited about being able to bring the ministries that we have here in Dallas to the Fort Worth, Tarrant County community.
So for me, this is rather emotional because I knew one in particular of the men who began ChristianWorks for Children. And so for me, I know that if he was here today, he would be thrilled that we are moving into Tarrant County. We've had opportunity to meet a lot of people through the school systems and actually several different support groups and social service organizations. We have some services that really are not there in Tarrant County right now.
We will be starting with KidWorks.
We've already had some schools ask us if we can go into the schools and provide particular programs. We have one school that is hoping that we can come in and actually provide KidWorks within their system.
We will bring those up as funds provided and allowed, and God sends the people to us in need. These are all free programs that are provided by the generosity of donors. Perhaps Zechariah said it best when he said that his message was from the Lord who stretches out the heavens. He forms the foundation of the planets, and he forms the spirit of mankind. That's the God we serve, and we want to be able to broadcast that message. I pray that for the next 50 years, we will have an awareness of more and more people that can come to know what God is doing through the ChristianWorks for Children ministry.